So I start that for a reason. And number one, I'll tell you, I worked a couple hours to show everybody my immaculate PowerPoint presentation building skills, and threw some videos in it with some sound bites. But just like my daddy, who was a Baptist minister growing up, I used to watch him every week. Every evening he'd prepare his message for Sunday. More times than not, I show up to church, and guess what? He's going to preach on what he prepared for all week. So I did the same thing today. Now, I'm nobody special, but that's what I feel like every day. No way would I ever jump off that cliff. I'm not going to parachute. I'm not going to jump out of an airplane. Every day, my feet hit the floor. I feel like that. I felt like that when I bought this business. I took that step. It's a chance, isn't it? We all take a chance. So instead of a PowerPoint to give you what I think I would like to share with everybody, I'm just going to tell a story, if you don't mind. So every story has a beginning, and every story has an end. Right? I read a lot. I don't necessarily like to read. I want to get something out of what I read, so I usually go to the end. So I'm going to start to the end and work backwards with this. In my opinion, it's about the people. And the reason why I changed what I'm going to talk about today, and you take it for whatever you think it's worth. You may get a page of notes, or you may take me off your contacts list, whichever you may choose. I think it begins and ends with people. And I've learned that. I've learned it the hard way. And I've learned it by experience. So you see the 3 P's and a P. Does anybody want to take a wild guess? 3 P's and a P. Now, before we go there, just as an example, Robert did tell you I have a full-time career in the oil and gas industry. What you see here, they have now nicknamed, just like you guys have got some kind of bet to get me a picture of me smiling.
You'll know there's an internal bet of trying to get a picture of Robert smiling. Winner gets $5.
Anyway, these are called, in my other life, Lummusisms or acronyms, something like that. That's what they call them. Because I'll be in other people's meetings and they'll throw something up and I'm like, where'd he get that? And they'll always, well, this is a Lummusism, so got to go back to him with this. So 3 P's and a P. People, process, and product. Okay? I think everything is going to revolve in our business and any business around the people, the process designed to either deliver that product, in our case it's service, right? To deliver that product or your internal stuff, there's got to be process, and of course the product. Right? So if you have other electrical contractors, they're delivering the same product, they're delivering the service. But if they mastered the processes around delivering that service, you follow me? Have they mastered the processes? Are they always looking at how to better improve those processes? I worked for a guy who hated the word process. He's still the owner of the company that I'm with. But guess what we're full of? Processes. We just don't ever talk about it. We don't call it that. But in reality, that's what it is, because you have to have process. You have to have best practice. You have to understand how to get to that process or that best practice. And then, of course, you got to have a good product. And I'm going to try to keep this short, so we may go to lunch early. So you have a good product. You believe in your product, i.e. service. You believe in it. And then you develop a good process, including the customer system, to deliver that service. But what's missing? Somebody guess, what's missing? It's on the board for you. People. It begins and ends with the people. Without the people, the greatest process and the greatest product has no meaning. Right? It begins and ends with the people. So I really emphasize, in both of my lives now, which is extremely difficult, I really emphasize on the people. I'm not harsh. People that don't know me, and I'm not trying to talk about me, but people that don't know me think I come across hard. Craig used the word imposing a while ago. My wife uses a whole bunch of them. And by the way, that is my wife, Frances. Without her, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do what I do. But I don't try to be intimidating. I don't try to be imposing. And once the people that work for us or work for me or that I work together, they get that. Because I really do care about the people. Because I want people like who? Who do I want people like, Dana?
People like you.
I want people just like me. I want people who's going to think, we all remember the what would Jesus do days. I want people, what would Robert do days? And we talk about that. We talk about that. And I think the advantage I have in a lot of instances, I'm not an electrician. I know just enough to get hurt. I want them making those decisions on a day-to-day basis. What would Robert do? Don't call Robert and ask him. But what would you do? What do you think Robert will do? What would he like? What would make Robert proud? I'll come back. DKDC. This one's simple. You can read all the books you want, and it all comes back down to this. You either don't know, or you don't care. When it comes to people, forget the process and the product. It's about the people. You either don't know, or you don't care. Period. There's nothing else. So what do you do? What do you do with a person that just don't know? That a person that's, let's just say, use some examples, that's just not turning in a receipt sometimes. They don't have a high close rate, or don't have a high job rate. What is it? You find out. Is he lacking some training? Is he lacking some mentoring? Does he need some guidance? Does he need to watch some videos? Does he need some one-on-one with you? Does he need some one-on-one with someone else? If he don't know, we're all human. We're all people. And trust me, I'm probably as staunch a conservative as you'll ever see. But in some of my people-loving ways, people think, oh, you might be a little bit liberal. Well, probably not. But I think it begins and ends with the people. And if somebody doesn't know, they deserve the right and opportunity to learn. Period. I deserve it, and you deserve it. So in my opinion, my philosophy, and this is not something new to me, my philosophy is expose them to those resources. I'm going to give you everything I got to teach you what it is to meet your expectations, whatever those are. Would anybody disagree with that? That you should expose the person to the right opportunity to learn the skills that they need, or whatever it is that they need in order to meet their expectations. Because why is that person working? Are they super rich and they're just doing this because they want to? What am I going to do when I'm super rich? Because I'm going to be. What do you think I'm going to do, Sean?
Travel.
Exactly. I'm going to sit back, I'm going to call somebody else and ask them how my business is doing. But I'm not there yet, so I'm working my tail off. People just like me. There's rent, there's mortgage payments, there's vehicle payments, there's all sorts of things. There's all sorts of pressure at home about paying bills. So people do this for a reason. So they deserve the right, I'm investing in you, they deserve the right to understand how to deliver their service. So now there's the don't care, there's another part of that. I could go for an hour on the don't know part. The don't care part. So what do you do there? What do you do in the don't care part?
Find someone new that cares.
And don't take me, this is me, okay? If a person doesn't care, if I can get to the point in a conversation and in my assessment that they don't care, it's over.
That's good.
The day I feel like Frances doesn't care about me anymore is over. True? There's no need to stay in that relationship, because that's the key word. I have a relationship with my guys, whether it's an oil field company or this electrical company. It's a relationship. And the minute that relationship is sour, there's no turning back. If Frances betrays me, there's no turning back. Right? if she gets to where she doesn't care about me, I can't make her fall in love with me again. I don't. I may look good, but I don't look as good as I did several years ago. Nobody's taking pictures.
Right here.
You got it? No, don't do that.
$5 right here. Send it to Ashley.
But think about it. You very rarely change that, which is another, I just thought of it, another Lummusism. You can't change the people, but you can always change the people. Does that make sense? I can't change all your perspectives. I can't change all of your ideals. If you're in a negative if you're in a negative way, I can't change that. You are who you are. I can help improve you, and you can help improve me, but I'm not going to change you wholly. Once you get to where you don't care about my business and your well-being and my well-being. The 4 F's. I'll go ahead and help you. I know y'all trying to think of what they are. It's faith, it's family, it's finance, and it's fitness. You can call up any one of my guys right now and ask them. Oil field or electrical. I say, what's Lummus's 4 F's? Oh, shoot. Faith, family, fitness, and finance. If you're curious as to why that's part of my thing, because I think it provides balance. In our business, either or, it's not about how much money can you bring in this week. How much money? How good can you get your close rate, or how high can you get your sales average? Let's begin here. How can I help you become a better person? And we talk about that weekly. What can I do to help you? Because it is my opinion, and I've lived it. I've been broke. I've been where I couldn't make rent. I've been to where a clothes hanger is hanging up the muffler. You feel it? You know what I'm talking about, don't you? I've been there. And let me tell you something I've learned personally. If I'm contributing time and I'm dedicating focus to my faith, to my family, to my finance, and my fitness, which I'm kind of lacking on right now, I'm a better person. I think better. I act better. I work better. I look better. It's complete. So in our company, we work on that. We talk about that. We talk about every bit of that. Now, some of them are new to us, so they're slowly getting into, this ain't that weird. He means what he's saying. Because I do. I honestly do. I don't want people, I hear the stories and everything I hear, and that's why I changed today. And I'm sorry if I come across like I'm preaching, I don't mean to. But that's why I changed, because I'm like, everything everybody's saying revolves around one thing. What is that one thing? The people. The people. Whether they don't come into meetings as you like for them to be presented, it's about the people. You can wrap a process around that. Sales averages aren't high. You don't trust them. Oh, that's a big one. It's kind of funny. Keith and I were sitting, and some more were sitting at the table about recruiting. And I almost said it there, and I didn't have the courage to admit this, and now I can't believe I'm about to do it in front of all of you. So I either got courage or I'm ignorant, or a little bit of both. One of my deciding factors, and I wish Francis would say it for me, but I'm not going to put it on the spot. One of my deciding factors is as I'm sitting talking to you in an interview, and that's what it is, I'm talking to you. If I can't hand you my keys, you're going to love this, Steve. This is something you asked me a while ago when we come to that room. If I can't hand you my keys and tell you I'm going on vacation next week, don't you go let my dog out every evening, you ain't coming to my company. If I can't trust you, you ain't coming. I don't have a hiring problem, Robert, because we've created a culture, which is the next thing in our company. Let me go up to 50K to 1.5B. Everything I'm telling you is wrapped around what I've worked on for years. No, there's not a book about it. There's no big videos about it. I've been a part of it for 15 years. $50,000. And I'm not joking. $50,000 turned into 1.5 billion market cap. Let's say it again. I want you to understand the magnitude of that. Now, I'm not looking to grow to 1.5. I wish I could, Sean, but I don't think it's realistic. But some core values in a culture. No office politics ever. None. No office politics. No political games. No he said, she said. No, let me tell you what somebody said a while ago. None of that. You kill it, you stop it. In our world, you got technicians that want to do that stuff. You kill it, you stop it. You know how to do it? Would anybody like me to tell you how to do that? It's easy.
Warning or fire?
I don't jump straight to the firing thing. So if Sean, I'm sorry, your name?
Garrett.
Garrett? So let's say these two are technicians in my company. And I walk by the office and I hear Sean griping to our CSR about Garrett. I quickly do a turnabout. I said, what'd you say, Sean? Oh, man, Garrett, blah, blah, blah. Hold up, let's come on in here. Let's get Garrett on the phone. Well, let's get Garrett in here. Let's sit down and talk about this. Because here's the culture. Garrett, let me tell you what I'm hearing Sean say. Now, some of you are not going to like this, but it's the fact. Garrett, let me tell you what Sean has got a few things to say in regards to your performance, etc. 9 times out of 10, what's Sean thinking? Oh, my God. I wasn't ready for that.
It's one of our core values.
It works. I'm telling you. Long before these values that Don Dwyer created, they are simple, everyday values, the way that it should be. But that's how it should be. I've done it in Wendy's. I've done it in Del Frisco's. I've done it in the finest restaurants, and I've done it down to in the ghetto somewhere because I'm not going to put up with it. Because he deserves to know what's going on, and I deserve to know the truth. Because you may just be a little bit bored. Just because he's talking about him doesn't mean I'm going to kick him out the door. Here's a training opportunity for me to help make you a better person. And if it doesn't work, it goes back to what? DK, DC. You either don't know or don't care. Right? And I want to work with that. But that stops that. Now, Sean's going to probably go home and gripe to Mama about Garrett. But who cares? We all do that, don't we? I mean, that's normal. There's always scuttlebutt. No office politics, period. This next one is my favorite. To tell you just a little bit about that one, the ROTC. In June of 2001, I was sitting downtown Denver, Colorado, at the Oxford, eating oysters for the first time in my life, and drinking a wine that was probably so expensive, but I couldn't stand it. It tasted horrible. So between the oysters and the wine, I was miserable. But I had a man tell me, he said, we'll welcome you to our company. We're going to build our company. I forgot a number. I was the 23rd person hired. He said, we want you to come to work here, but you must do one thing. So what is that? He said, you have not only the right, but the obligation to challenge everything you see needs to be challenged. Swallowed that nasty oyster, which I love, by the way, now. And I thought about it, looked at him for a second. I'm thinking, who is this guy? Does he know who he's talking to? I'm the biggest loudmouth ever come from Leon County. Does he really want to know what I'm thinking and what I'm saying? He said, 100%. I'm going to mess it up because he said, on any given day, this is something I think you should remember of everything. On any given day, a single person in your organization can hold the key to your future successes or your future failures on any day. If that person doesn't feel that they are living in a culture of they have the right, I'm going to leave out obligation, but they have the right to come to you and say, I see something that's not exactly going in the right direction, or it should look like this, we should zig, not zag, whatever that case may be. He said, if you have a person in your organization that doesn't feel that they have that freedom, you're destined to fall at some point in time. How far you fall Don't know, but you're destined to fall. So I swivel around the chair, I'm like, so, if I ever got a problem, you want me to say something about it? He said, absolutely. I said, I hate these oysters. I don't like oysters. Never had them before.